morning. I'm on my way to Mozambique at the moment, and while I'm driving, we're actually a little bit worried about what is lying ahead of us. After we go through the border into Mozambique and we travel through Bella Vista, there's a dirt road for about 70 kilometers that we're not very sure about. We're not very sure about the directions and the route we should follow. It's actually only a route you can pass through with a 4x4 vehicle. So we are a little bit scared and a little bit wary of the future and of what the road holds for us. And that made me think of a passage in the Bible, a passage in the book of Hebrews 11, where it speaks of Abraham. Abraham, that was a man of the age of 75 years, and where he gathered all his belongings and all his family, and he moved away from everything that was known to him. He moved away because God told him to move. People probably asked him, why is he moving at the age of 75? And he told them God told him so. And they probably asked him, where is he moving to? And he couldn't tell them. The only things he could hold on to in this uncertain future was the promises of God. God promised him a big nation where kings will descend from him, and a promised land. Abraham moved away without knowing where his destination is. Destination unknown. And lots of times while he was moving through the country, he thought that the promises of God will never be fulfilled. He became scared of the uncertainty of the future because he was a stranger in a strange country with no children or descendants. And whenever he felt like that, he built an altar and he prayed to God. Prayed to God and asked God to fulfill his promises. And then we read of the story where the promised nation went into the promised land. How many times in my life are we uncertain, wary of the future, wary of what it holds? We live in a world where information is very important. Information era. And if we don't have information of something, we are very wary, very scared, or very uncertain of it. We don't trust it. That is exactly what God asks of us. That is what the faith asks of us. To trust. To trust in something that you cannot see and that you are not very certain about, that you don't have much information about. God's promise is that He will be there with you in the uncertain future we move into. The only thing we can do about the uncertainty of the future we're moving into is to hold on to God's word, hold on to God's promises. Whenever you feel down, whenever you feel scared of the future or uncertain of the future, pray to God. Because this moving into the future is actually a movement from prayer to prayer, from Sunday service to Sunday service. That will give you the power to go on, to keep going. But whenever you feel down, you feel that God isn't there, remember His promise. He will be with you every single moment of your life, even in an uncertain future where you don't know what the future holds. Therefore, you can actually be excited about the future. Excited because you can start to move into the future even if you don't know where your destination will be one day. No. When you live in God's presence, you will know where your destination is. Till next week.